Yes, students, what did we do yesterday? What topic was done yesterday, class 12th? Children, what topic was done yesterday? We did PCR, yes or no? Or you're not even aware what was done? What was done yesterday, beta?
Polymerase reaction.
Yes, polymerase chain reaction. Very strange batch. I've never seen such kind of a batch. Most of you are not interested in the class at all. We did PCR yesterday, polymerase chain reaction. How many of you were present yesterday? Otherwise, it's no point asking questions and wasting time of yours. Were you present yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ananya, you were there?
Yes, ma'am.
Mansi?
Yes, ma'am.
Som, you were not there yesterday?
No, ma'am.
Very good. What happened? Good students, so people are behaving like this, then how will we manage? And Shimail was trying to join me in the third period only. I was just wondering, I was taking a class somewhere. I messaged her also, beta, come in the next period. Your class is in the next period. Third period, when I was taking the class 11th English, that time she was trying to join. I was wondering, why now? So these two girls who were present yesterday probably can answer. What was the first step in PCR?
Denaturation.
Denaturation.
Very good. See, this is what happens. Those who are present will be able to answer. The ones who are not there will not be able to. What was the second step?
Annealing.
Annealing. And the third step we did was?
Extension.
Extension.
Very good. See, I explained it to you with the help of certain diagrams. This is what is mentioned in your book. The double-stranded DNA is denatured by using high temperatures for 15 seconds. Can you tell me why only 15 seconds? I had discussed with you. You people can add on that part in this step. Why not for more time?
Because on heating it for a long time, it can also damage the phosphodiester bonds.
Very good. So we need to heat it for a very short time only to break which bonds?
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen. Good. So we've done the reason. That is why I took my notes yesterday. The concept to explain. Now annealing we did. We had added on what? What did we add on? I'll show you that word if you remember.
Primer.
Primer. Very good. Good, you remember. We added on the primer. That annealing was done. Of course, the temperature was different. Then we did extension. We had mentioned about this Taq DNA polymerase. Okay, this is what step is this? Two separate strands we are getting by heating. What is the step?
Denaturation.
Is denaturation. See, sometimes in the exam, how it will come, only the figure will be given to you. I'm saying this again, that whenever I'll be discussing 10 years questions with you, you'll see that only figure will come and you have to identify the steps. So this step is very clear. Those who have attended the class yesterday know that these two strands are getting separated by heat. Which bonds are breaking?
Hydrogen bonds.
Hydrogen bond.
Good. So this is denaturation. And now these are being added up. Primers are being added up. What is the second step?
Annealing.
Annealing.
Very good. Annealing means adding on or sticking or gluing. Whose annealing is taking place? What is being added?
Primers.
Another gene.
Yes, primers are being added and then extension is taking place. We had done this. So the third step was extension. These are three steps of what is the reaction?
Polymerase chain reaction.
Polymerase chain reaction. Good. So why I took up this from book, that you can add on certain things. Like why do we keep it at a low temperature? All these things that we had done yesterday. Keep it. See, this is primer. You know this. This is the primer. I want to take up this with you today. Okay. Gel electrophoresis. You generally have a question from this also. What is the small topic that we are going to take up today? Gel
Gel
electrophoresis.
electrophoresis.
There are only two very small topics left in this chapter. One is gel electrophoresis and the second is bioreactor. But from examination point of view, both are very important. You always get questions from them. See, separation and isolation of DNA fragments. The cutting of DNA by restriction endonucleases results in the fragments of DNA. You remember we had cut the DNA with the help of which enzyme?
DNA polymerase.
DNA polymerase. So once you cut your DNA with the help of this enzyme, DNA polymerase, you will get small pieces of DNA. But they are normally sticking to each other after cutting also. So you need to separate them. So that separation of those small fragments or small pieces which we got after we cut the DNA is what the process is what we call as gel electrophoresis. Understood, children? We had cut the DNA with the help of which enzyme?
DNA polymerase.
DNA polymerase.
So the enzyme we had cut, no? So we have cut the enzyme, we have got small fragments, small pieces. We need to separate them. So we will use this technique. What is this technique called as?
Gel electrophoresis.
Gel electrophoresis.
This comes as a 3-marker question. So you will give the introduction. Where is gel electrophoresis used for? After cutting the DNA, we get fragments. We want to separate these small pieces or small fragments. That is why we use gel electrophoresis. Now see, what is the principle behind this? The DNA fragments are negatively charged molecules. We know DNA has a negative charge. So even the small DNA pieces that you're getting, they have what charge?
Negative charge.
Negative charge.
Yes. So we will move towards that concept which we had done in class 10th, that whenever we have positive and negative charges, like charges will attract or unlike charges will attract.
Unlike charge.
Unlike charges will attract.
So we have a positive point over here, the DNA, negative DNAs will start moving towards the positive one. So this is the concept we are going to do. We know DNA is negative. So we can make an electric field so that the DNA molecules can move towards the positive electrode, that is your anode, in an electric field through a matrix. We have to fill some material over here. So these DNA fragments will start moving. What is the charge on DNA fragments?
Negative.
Negative.
Very good. So obviously they'll go towards anode or cathode. They'll move towards positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. That means they'll move towards the anode. Now for the movement on the way, we need to fill some matrix or some medium has to be there. So the most commonly used matrix is agarose. What are we going to fill here? The matrix which is going to be filled is, what is the name?
Agarose.
Yes. Where do we get agarose from? Seaweeds. Where do we extract agarose from?
Seaweed.
Yes. DNA fragments is separate according to the size through sieving effect provided by the agarose gel. So they'll get separated according to the size. They will get separated according to what?
Their size.
Size. How? See, the smaller the fragment size, the farther it moves. See over here. These are the largest ones. They have got separated in the beginning only. फिर इससे छोटे वाले then थोड़ी देर बाद separate हुए, फिर थोड़े वाले और, and सबसे दूर, the farthest, the ones which can travel are the smallest pieces, the smallest ones in size. You can see these fragments only after staining the DNA with ethidium bromide. If you want to see these segments, you'll have to do two things. Number one, you will have to use a stain. You will have to give them a color. And which stain will you give? Ethidium bromide. Tell me the stain.
Ethidium bromide.
Ethidium bromide.
And after you use ethidium bromide, you put a UV radiations and you will be easily able to see these small pieces of, what are these small pieces of? DNA. So the matrix used is agarose and the stain used is?
Ethidium bromide.
So when you see them under UV radiations, you will find them what color? See this color? What color is this?
Bright orange.
Bright orange. Very good. The separated stained bands of DNA are cut from the agarose gel and extracted from the gel piece by a process which is known as elution. Now they've all got separated, but we need to remove them. यहाँ से निकालना भी पड़ेगा from the gel that we had put. What was the gel we had used?
Agarose.
So one by one, we are going to remove these pieces by a process which is known as, what is this process known as? Removing each piece from this gel.
Elution.
Elution.
Very good. So this is how you can get your DNA fragments. Okay. And then we can purify them for making cloning vectors. So let me have a quick revision of what we've done. What is this technique? What is the name of the technique?
Gel
electrophoresis.
So after we had cut our DNA, you will get what? Small, what of DNA?
Fragments.
Fragments. But they generally stick to each other. So we need to separate these small fragments. What is the technique which will be used? What is the process? Gel. Name the process.
Gel electrophoresis.
Yes, gel electrophoresis. What charge will these have? These small DNA fragments?
Negative.
Negative.
So they will move towards negative or positive?
Positive.
They will move towards positive. We'll keep this. So we'll make an electric field. We know that DNA is having a negative charge. It will automatically go towards a positive charge. And what matrix we are filling on the way? In the
Agarose.
agarose. And where will you get this agarose? Where will you extract it from?
Seaweed.
Seaweeds.
Very good. You're going to extract it from seaweeds. Now the DNA, they will start getting attracted towards the positive charge. Which ones will go the farthest? The smaller ones or the larger ones?
Smallest ones.
Yes. The bigger pieces, it's like a sieving process. Sieving matlab channa. Beta, we have big holes, small holes. So we have the DNA moving forward. The smaller ones will be the ones which will go towards the end. You've done about the matrix, but we cannot see these small fragments of DNA until we stain them. So which stain is used? These are all one marker questions. The gel used, the stain used. Yes, to see these small fragments of DNA, what you will have to do? Tell me quickly. You will stain them with?
Ethidium
bromide.
And then see them in which radiation?
UV radiation.
UV radiation.
How will they look? How will they appear?
Bright
Bright
color.
orange.
Bright orange. So if a one marker question comes, how can fragments of DNA be observed, okay, or viewed in gel electrophoresis? You will mention this. That they will have to be first stained with which stain?
Ethidium bromide.
Ethidium bromide.
And then seen under?
UV radiation.
So they will appear as?
Bright orange.
Good. What was the matrix we had used?
Agarose.
Agarose gel. So we are going to separate our small DNA fragments with the help of, yes, with the help of this technique. What is the name of the technique we just talked about?
Gel
Gel
electrophoresis.
electrophoresis.
So what is the basic purpose of gel electrophoresis? To separate the small segments of DNA which we had got after cutting. Okay. Now we have already done PCR. Now we'll move on to the last topic, bioreactors. What is the subtopic we are going to move on to?
Bioreactor.
Very good. Any idea what are bioreactors? Never mind. Take a minute, very quick reading, and then I'll explain the last part of the chapter. Where are your friends? Where are they? I mean, I am seeing even in other section, I mean, other periods, I was seeing the attendance on the groups. Very few students in biology section come for classes. Not only biology, I was seeing the attendance yesterday for physics, English.
Yes, ma'am.
Saturday.
In fact, in physics and chemistry today, only 9 to 10 students were present, and in PHE,
there were 7 students approx, and then when the class was at the end, there were 5 to 4.
Now just tell
Ma'am,
me
in
in
computer
physics,
also
chemistry,
there are
if there are 9 students, only 8 or 9 students. But where are the students? I was just seeing the attendance because Saturday we prepared the attendance. I was checking the group. I was shocked to see that the condition is almost the same. Anshika, what's wrong with you now? You have also become irregular. You were
No,
so
ma'am,
regular.
I'm attending all the classes.
What did we do yesterday?
Ma'am, yesterday class was missed as there was some network issue, but I am attending all the classes, all of them. Just yesterday it was missed.
Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you have to go somewhere or you're not well. And
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes it happens that you really don't want to attend also. You're not in a mood to. That's absolutely okay. But everyday routine, there are certain students whom I've never seen. They're not coming to the class at all. I wonder what they're doing.
Yes, ma'am. But ma'am, nowadays I'm very regular in all the classes.
Good. It'll be good for you only, beta. If you see, it's going to be good for you people only if you're regular. Anyways, we're moving on to the last topic of this chapter, principles and techniques, biotechnology, bioreactors. So we'll complete 5 chapters today. I'll post the notes and questions like I had posted. I don't know how many of you even referred to the question bank that was posted. Bioreactors are large vessels, approximately 100 to 1000 liters. What is the capacity of bioreactors? Minimum how
100
many
100 to
liters?
1000 liters.
100,000 liters.
Very good. So you can buy a bioreactor with a minimum capacity of 100 liters and a bioreactor with a maximum capacity of.
1000 liters.
1000.
Let's find out what do we do in these bioreactors. We put raw materials and they're converted into specific products, enzymes, whatever you want to make. You want to make a specific product or you want to make an enzyme. What are the 3 kinds of cells which are used to do this, to prepare? Number 1, you could use a microbial cell, a plant cell, an animal cell, or human cell. You can use any one out of these 4. I can use either you use a cell of a microbe, bacteria, fungus, or plant cell, animal cell, or human cell. Tell me 4 cells which are used in bioreactors.
Microbes,
Microbial
plants,
cells,
animals,
plant
and
cells,
humans.
animal or human cells.
A very general observation is at home when we convert milk to curd, there are certain things which have to be done. You need to add on a spoon of curd. You need to give warmth. Only then milk converts to curd or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That means optimum conditions are very important to change one product into another product. Until optimum conditions are there, the product will not be formed from whatever raw material you have taken. So bioreactors do that only. They give what? They give optimum conditions. What optimum conditions are they giving? So that your raw material can be converted into your product. Temperature, they maintain the optimum temperature, pH, substrate, salt, vitamins, oxygen, everything they are provided so that the conditions are optimum and your raw material can change into the desired product. Can you tell me what optimum growth conditions do bioreactors provide?
Temperature, pH.
Temperature, pH, substrate, salts, vitamins, and oxygen.
Yes. See, this is something like a bioreactor over here. There are 2 types of bioreactors. I'll be telling you about them. Then we'll go to the figure. The cells can also be multiplied in a continuous culture system. One more thing which the bioreactors we are going to help out is your cells can be multiplied. How can cells be multiplied? How can cells be multiplied, children? What do you mean by multiplication of cells? Making more copies of a cell. Is it okay? Multiplication means what, beta? Making more copies.
More copies.
And we can make it by a culture system. How do we do this? In this, the used medium is drained out from one side. Yes, Peter. So we were talking about making multiple copies. How to go ahead? Let's do this. The used medium is drained out from one side while the fresh medium is added from the other side to maintain the cells in their physiologically most active phase. We want to keep what? The cells in active state. So what will we do? The used medium, whatever material is already used has to be removed from one side, and from the other side you need to add on fresh raw material. This type of culturing method produces a larger biomass leading to high yield of proteins. Supposing you're making proteins from raw materials, so you will have to ensure that whatever is used up, for example, very simple example, supposing you're using a furnace and koila jal ke raak ho gaya, so you need to remove the ashes and from one side and keep adding coal from the other side. Used one, now understand this. Used medium is drained out. I mean, something which is used, which is now a waste, has to be taken out from one side, and the fresh medium should be added from the other side. If we follow this system, we will get a higher yield. The production would be high. What are the components of a bioreactor? Number one is an agitator system. What do you mean by agitation? किसी चीज को गोल गोल घुमाना. Have you seen a mixer blender?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
That is an agitator. You must have seen wo jo gol gol movement hota hai. That is an agitator system. We need this. We need an oxygen delivery system. Foam control system. What is foam? झाग. What is foam, children? Froth. झाग जिसे हम बोलते हैं हिंदी में. Froth. So अगर झाग ज्यादा हो जाएगा, foam ज्यादा हो जाएगा, तो भी process गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. So we need a system which can control what?
Foam.
Foam.
When you spin something in the mixer, you see foam is produced.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you make
Ma'am.
cold coffee,
Yes, ma'am.
isn't it? Like supposing you make cold coffee in a mixer, foam is produced. So similarly, we are using an agitator system. So agitator system, जो भी चीज material है उसको बहुत जोर जोर से speed से गोल गोल घुमाएगा. So what will be produced?
Foam.
Foam will be
Foam.
produced. And we need to control the amount of foam, otherwise it will interrupt the reaction. So we need a foam control system, we need a temperature control system, we need a pH control system, and we need a sampling port to withdraw culture periodically. Whatever is being produced has to be withdrawn also periodically, time to time. So we need these 6 things in a bioreactor. We have 2 types of bioreactors. The most commonly used bioreactors are of the stirring type. Which is the most common bioreactor? Tell me.
Type.
Stirring. Stirring
Stirring.
matlab hilana. If you go for the literal meaning of the word stirring, it means hilana. Like if you want to dissolve sugar in water, you do stirring. You take a spoon and you stir it. Okay, understood the word stirring? So stirring
Yes,
type of
ma'am.
bioreactors are again of 2 types, simple and sparged. What are the 2 types of stirring reactors?
Simple and sparge.
Simple and sparge.
Let us see the difference. Now I'll explain with the help of figure also. A simple stirred tank bioreactor is usually cylindrical or a curved base to facilitate even mixing of reactor contents. Simple stirred batch reactor, curved base. See this. How is the base?
Curve.
Yes. So this one is simple or is it sparged? This bioreactor.
Simple.
Yes.
Simple.
Sometimes this comes in exams also. You have to identify. So how can we identify? Very simply, the first thing is ये नीचे से curved है beta over here. So that mixing can take place easily. So this is not the sparged one. This is which one beta? Which kind of a
Simple.
reactor is this? Simple reactor.
Simple.
A simple bioreactor is usually cylindrical with a curved base so that mixing can take place. The sparged tank bioreactor also facilitates the mixing of components and ensures oxygen availability throughout the bioreactor. Alternatively, air is bubbled through the reactor, which sterile air bubbles are sparged. See, air is bubbled through the reactor. We keep on passing what? Air. So what will be formed? Bubbles will be formed. What is formed?
Bubbles.
Bubbles will be formed. Okay, see the difference in the base of both the reactors? See the difference in both. Although both of them are which kind of bioreactors they are? Simple and simple and sparged. But both of them are stirred reactors. Which kind of reactors are these?
Stirred reactors.
Stirred
Because they're causing stirring. Stirring means mixing. किसी भी चीज को गोल गोल घुमा के mix करना, that is called stirring. Is it okay for all? I'm giving you 1 minute. See the first figure. See the diagram? Let me explain it to you. Sparged, when you make something wet by adding water with a pressure, that process is called sparging. Is it okay? Supposing you want to make something wet, small particles or anything, you want to make it wet, and you put water on them, sprinkle water on them with a little pressure. This process is called sparging. So there is a difference between these two bioreactors. First one is which kind of a bioreactor? Simple or sparged?
Simple bioreactor.
Simple.
Simple. How is the base?
Curved.
Curved.
Yes. Okay, let's guess. What is this? This is a motor. Why do we need a motor? Does your mixer have a motor?
Spinning.
Yes, very good. For spinning or stirring.
Spinning.
Yes. अगर आप इसको ध्यान से देखोगे ना बेटा, this is something like earlier traditional in place of mixie we used to use to convert this what do you call in Hindi, dahi into mattha, curd into buttermilk. Okay, we
Yes,
used to
ma'am.
have a long thing with edges and उसको हाथ से ऐसे गोल गोल करते हैं, घुमाते हैं curd so that it can be converted into buttermilk. We have a traditional appliance which we use in Indian homes. Earlier, before the mixer, we were all using it. It's a long stick. उसको हाथ में पकड़ के ऐसे घुमाते रहते हैं गोल गोल. We have sharp edges. So the milk converts into curd. So it is something like this. You have these blades also over here. Blades. What are these?
Plates.
Yes,
Plates.
they are blades. Yes. Okay, fine. Now see, this is your motor. And I told you the optimum conditions what the bioreactor has to provide is, one of them was pH control. You remember?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have put this device. This will take care of the pH, whether to make the medium acidic or basic. We have to ensure whatever has to be done. This is your pH control system. From here, we give steam. What are we giving here? Steam for sterilization. What is sterilization? What was this made? What was being made over here? Foam is being
Foam.
produced. This is the foam breaker. This device is going to break what? What was produced?
Foam.
Foam. We've got different kind of blades here. These are your flat blades. And see, culture broth. They are moving. The culture is moving. Mixing. Broth means mixture. Broth is a mixture. Whatever raw material you have, movement dekho beta, arrows se. It will move like this and then like this. Goal, 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 goal. This is the agitator movement that we will have. And we said we need to pass on oxygen also. So what are we passing from here? What is going to enter here? Air. What are we sending through this lower part?
Air.
Why? Because
Air.
when we did conditions, if you remember, we said we need an agitator system. We have put a motor, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
For oxygen delivery system, what did we add over here? See this? The lower part that we did just now. What did we add for oxygen?
Air.
Air. Did we have a foam control system?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we have a pH control system?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Where is the temperature control system? Not mentioned here. It is here only towards this side. You have a pH control, and here you can make another line and write temperature control system. Let's move on to this. See the difference in the bases. This base is what? Flat.
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 Yes. Yes. What are we doing? We have increased the surface area. Now we are moving it like this. Sparged. Sparging, you know, I just told you. We are adding a little water with the help of pressure. So air bubbles will be made. What are these? What will be made is air bubbles. And these bubbles will increase the oxygen transfer area. These bubbles, what will they increase? They'll increase the amount of oxygen. Okay, this is the gas part that we have, all the air over here. And this is increase for, basically to increase the amount of oxygen. In the bioreactor, we have done this. This change which we have done, which we are adding water particles, basically bubbles of water. Why are we doing this? To increase the amount of what? Oxygen. Are we trying
Oxygen.
to improve? Oxygen beta. So this is the main difference between these two bioreactors. Okay, now see. After completion of the biosynthetic phase, the product to be subjected through a series of processes before it is ready for marketing. Now, supposing you prepared a protein or you prepared some vaccine, you prepared an enzyme. Now you want to sell it in the market. You directly cannot sell it. After taking out from the bioreactor, ye nahi kar sakte ki directly go and sell it. Before that, you have to do 2 steps. Number 1 is separation and number 2 is purification. Both these steps together are known as downstream processing. What are they called?
Downstream.
So whatever product you have got from a bioreactor, after that you will have to do 2 things. First, you'll have to separate the products and then you will have to do what with the products? Purify.
Purification.
Yes, these 2 steps together are known as, what are they known as?
Downstream processing.
Yes.
Downstream.
So after you are done with downstream processing, then you will have to send your product for quality control testing. First is the product is being prepared in the bioreactor. Number 2 is your downstream processing. Number 3, you have to send it for which testing?
Quality control test.
So if the government approves it, because biotechnology products are not directly sent in the market, they need the approval of the government. So after we have gone through the testing, then we will keep it in preservatives. We are going to put it where? We are going to put it in preservatives and then sell it in the market. Downstream processing and quality tests generally differ from product to product. Obviously, if it's an enzyme, that much of testing will not be there. Maybe 2 levels of testing or 3 testing processes. But supposing it's a vaccine, then 2 testing or 3 testing times is sufficient.
No, ma'am.
Yes or
No,
no?
ma'am.
So it depends on the product, that how many times or how long is going to be the testing process. Similarly, when we talk about preservatives, why do we keep them in preservatives? First, before selling it in the market, to check that whether your product can be preserved for how long. These days, we are all talking about a vaccine, Covishield. You heard about it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have read a little more about it, you must have read that after we open one vial is that bottle in which we have this vaccine. It is for, the vaccine is sufficient for 10 people. I mean, from one vial, one small glass bottle,
Yes, ma'am.
this vaccine can be given to around how many people? 9 to 10 people. But there is one problem which is being discussed in the country, that there's a lot of wastage of vaccines. How come it is being wasted? It's so commonly in the newspaper that vaccines are being wasted. How are they wasted? Any idea?
Because they are not preserved.
Yes, the maximum duration in which this vaccine remains effective is only 4 hours. So once you open the bottle, it has to be injected to people within how much time?
4
4
hours.
hours.
4
4
hours.
hours. After that, once the bottle is open, if you're injecting it into somebody's body, it is of no use. It is totally ineffective. It's like injecting water into somebody's body. So the preserving time for this particular vaccine is only how many hours?
4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
How did the people get to know? After going through that process of testing for preservation. They must have tested after 10 minutes, is it effective? After half an hour, is it effective? Kept on doing, kept on increasing the time phase. So after 4 hours, they must have noticed that now it is not effective. It is not working. So we get to know that how much is the preservation time. So these all processes are very important. So after your product is ready in bioreactors, you need to do what steps? What is this heading?
Downstream processing.
Yes. And for downstream processing, we have to do two things. What are they?
Separation and
Separation
purification of product.
purification.
Yes. After your separation and purification is done, what is the next thing you'll go for?
Quality
What
control.
testing?
Quality control testing.
You have many questions coming. Beta, whenever you have time now, just do one thing at night when you're about to sleep. Go on the Google, search for previous 10 years papers or last year's papers or last to last year paper of biology, CBSE class 12. Then you'll realize what kind of questions are coming from this. They may ask you about the 2 steps of downstream processing. Now, after control testing, we'll keep them in suitable what?
Preservatives.
Preservators.
How much time and how much testing will be done depends on product to product. So we are done with the chapter. Your time is also over in the class. Your break time, I don't want to take your break. Already I've taken 1 minute of yours. Thank you so much, children. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am.
God bless you, bache.